Jakob and Andrew's podcast. Good night. I watched freaking horror movies all the time when I was in middle school. Jacob wanted to watch a horror movie, and I couldn't just pick one. I picked bunches of them. He didn't like all of them. So then he just wanted A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Can you hear? Is my mic good?
But A is the first letter in the alphabet, so
Is my mic good?
yeah. Go away from it a little bit.
Hello. Welcome to Jacob and Andrew.
It sounds staticky.
What do you mean? Okay, how about this?
I guess it's a personal preference.
How is this?
It's good.
How about this?
It's good. Just talk.
You said it was staticky.
It's not now.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Hello. Welcome to Jacob and Andrew podcast. On this episode, we are going to discuss A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Elm Street.
A few days ago, we watched that, and yeah. How do you want to start?
1984 was the best year for movies, in my opinion. And the 80s were the best decade for movies, hands down, I gotta say. Footloose, Flashdance, all those good movies. And don't delete that, because that's facts. So A Nightmare on Elm Street just caught this very interesting, it was an interesting plot because it was shifting universes and stuff. And oh god, I was obsessed with horror movies in middle school, so I thought we'd do it might have been your idea, a horror movie podcast. And I got a bunch of ideas, and Jacob was picking through them because I liked all the horror movies. So, and I couldn't just pick one, so I gave Jacob the go-to on it, whatever it's called, the say in it. So we picked Nightmare on Elm Street. It came down to that.
Yeah, as I understand, it's claimed as one of the most iconic horror movies.
Yes, it is.
Would I be correct in saying that?
Bunches of costumes, bunches of franchises that were not so good in my opinion. Dream Master was my favorite, Nightmare on Elm Street number 4, personally. So yeah, it was a very popular horror movie. They even made one about Freddy versus Jason in 2003 or 4. Freddy Krueger versus Jason Voorhees.
Just kind of dumb.
I guess it was. When Hollywood gets in the way of movies, they just become crap after a while.
Yeah. Like sequels?
Yes. The bigger the production, the more unrealistic it is.
What would you rate it out of 10?
8.
Oh. I would say a 7.5.
Okay. 8. What was bad about them? You didn't
What was
like
bad about the ending? The ending was confusing. And we're not going to spoil anything, but I think the movie is kind of far-fetched, I guess. It's not real. Whereas other horror movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that was like could actually happen.
It did happen.
No.
Yeah. Ed
It was
Gein.
based off one guy, but none of it's pretty fictional.
Ed Gein was his name. He was a serial killer in Wisconsin, and he had a home where he took
Yes,
his
but
victims.
that's one guy, and he didn't. It's not like a group of kids when got eaten or whatever.
Was basically that.
No,
Kidnapped kids, kidnapped women, men, anyone who went near his property or he knocked them
well, we're
out.
not talking about that right now. But that's why, yeah. The main thing about horror that people got scared about is that it could happen to you, but this couldn't happen to you because Freddy Krueger isn't real.
You could be killed in your dreams.
Not really.
There's sleep paralysis.
That's not getting killed.
Yeah, you can die from having a panic attack in your dreams, nightmares. But not from a person, I'm assuming.
That's you could die from like a panic attack. Yeah. But not a you would need like underlying causes.
Okay.
Like your mental health wouldn't be perfect if you died from a panic attack.
Soundtrack. I like the soundtrack. I listen to it sometimes when I was walking home from school. Frick, it's a good movie. Go watch it.
Yeah, it wasn't scary. Was it scary to you the first time you watched it?
I liked watching it during thunderstorms. Sometimes just because of the aesthetic of it. I was scared of seeing him in my dreams. Makes you question your reality. There's a squirrel. How do squirrels go up on trees? That's amazing. He's climbing like he climbed very fast. I don't know how they grip onto those trees that quickly without falling.
Claws.
Yeah, just one slip and they're done.
What else happened in the movie?
There's freaking plants
We're
growing.
talking about the movie, Andrew.
Sure. I mean, we're done talking about the movie. It's a good movie. What's there to say? The actress was hot. Okay, I had a crush on her.
I think it would have been better if they introduced the characters in the beginning more.
Not back then. You had to introduce Johnny Depp during a movie.
Oh yeah, Johnny Depp was in it.
One of his first movies. He did
So if you're
good.
gonna watch the movie, then watch it for Johnny Depp. What do you like about horror so much?
Because
Sometimes I picture me killing the people.
What?
It,
just so satisfying to watch.
No, you don't.
Like when Michael Myers is just like stabbing the people, I'm like, ooh, I wish I could.
What?
Yeah, it just makes me feel, or like,
I'm kidding.
I
So
know.
good. So, mm, what do I like getting I like getting scared because it gets my heart beating. I don't like you can mix comedy with horror. You can mix anything with horror and it's still scary. I just like the thought of someone choking me out, I guess.
Why?
Cause killing
Okay.
you and they can kill me. They're like killing you and yeah. Why do you like horror? You don't like horror.
Um, I don't dislike it. It's not my favorite genre. I think that's some horror movies I really liked.
You don't know much horror movies.
Well, I watched Friday the 13th.
Was that scarier than Nightmare on Elm Street?
No. They're both generic.
A Nightmare
Not really generic, but like
Friday the 13th could be real. A person could just murder people at a campsite. That could happen. Person killing you
yeah,
in your
which
dream.
makes it more real, but it's not more scary. Because I'm not gonna go to a campsite with like a swamp monster or whatever.
Well, all those stupid teenagers didn't know that there was a swamp monster living there.
And I also hate the movies where it would have never happened if the people didn't do something stupid. Like the one of the people in Friday the 13th was like told that there was like killings there.
Teaches you why to be more nicer to humans.
And then in Texas Chainsaw Massacre would have never happened if they didn't go to some weird building or whatever. You're stupid.
Don't walk on people's property. Don't be mean to people because they could murder you. That's the whole thing that it teaches.
Even if you were nice to a murderer, they would still kill you.
Nope.
Yes.
There was a girl named Carol, let's say. And there was a hitchhiker. And she picked up the hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker was planning on killing her. And Carol said, "Do you want dinner?" And the man said, "Sure." And Carol paid for his meal. And the hitchhiker then found out, oh God, this person is very nice. I feel bad that I was going to kill her. And so he thanks her for the meal. And Carol drops him off at the where he wanted to go. And so when Carol gets home, she gets a call from this person.
I can't hear you. Andrew. Andrew.
And so Carol is there standing.
Could you
so-
repeat that?
What?
Could you repeat that? It cut out.
Carol, the guy said, Carol, I'm so sorry. I was planning on killing you and throwing you in a ditch. And Carol's standing there in shock. And the guy says he feels very horrible and he thanks her for the meal. So he says, never pick up a hitchhiker. And then he hangs up. That's
Is this
why
a movie or is this your made-up story?
made up story. That's why
Wow.
that's why you have to always be kind to people because they might change their mind.
Not true. If they're mentally unwell, then they don't really care.
I guess it just depends on how much they want to kill
If
you.
they're a psychopath, then
Right, you have to make them feel human. You can't treat them like a psychopath or else that makes them act out on being a psychopath. I learned that in school. Treat people like a psychopath, they're going to act like a psychopath, Jacob. You need to treat them like a human. And
I'm not gonna treat random people like psychopaths. I'm gonna treat a psychopath like a psychopath because they're killers.
no, change their mind. Don't make them think they're a psychopath or else they might.
But they are.
No, because it's not too late to change someone. Treat them like a human. They're going to act like a human and
Yeah,
not.
change them in prison. Put them in prison for life. There you go.
Yes, just don't call them names or else they're going to act out on that name.
I'm not gonna call them names. I'm not going anywhere near them.
Don't call them a psychopath. Don't call them a monster. Don't call them anything that's going to make them think that they're not human. That
I
story in, it could keep a valuable lesson to people.
might. Yes, I will.
Thank you.
I remember that you said that you were gonna make a horror movie.
I was.
Are you still going to?
I wanted to. I could do a one-man horror movie. I could do that. I don't need.
That's what I'm doing.
I don't need a person in it. Should I share the horror movie?
What do you mean?
Share what the horror movie's about? Short film?
No. We'll add
Yeah.
suspense.
I'm into horror.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a short episode of Jacob and Andrew podcast.
What's your favorite horror movie?
The
Leave it in
viewers?
comments
Okay. If you want to listen to us on Spotify, we're on Spotify. If you enjoyed, then please leave a like. And yeah. We'll see you in the next episode.
below. Jacqueline Hyde, if you're seeing this, I love you, girl.
Have a good time. Look at us, friends, having fun. And just when you think you're done. More sugar, please.